Hi everyone, I'm Ramy Inocencio and thank you for joining us. An extradition bill that sparked massive protests in Hong Kong has been put on hold. The territory's chief executive made the announcement Saturday. The legislation would make it possible for Hong Kong officials to extradite some suspects to mainland China to stand trial. And critics worry that the bill would make it easier for Beijing to exert control over the region. Well, protesters took to the streets all week. Demonstrations turned violent on Wednesday, and police used pepper spray and batons on protesters. CBS News Asia correspondent Ramy Inocencio reports from Hong Kong, where the calls for protests have not stopped.
Victory is the word we're hearing on Hong Kong streets right now. Chief Executive Carrie has indefinitely suspended any debate on controversial amendments to a Beijing-backed extradition bill. From her own words at a press conference CBS News was at, pause and wait. Mrs. Lam brought up the violent protests that we all saw last Wednesday and said she wanted to act to prevent any more injuries. But at the press conference, she did ignore many calls to apologize from various reporters and pushed back against my own question about excessive force by police. She also said it wasn't to pacify a massive protest planned for this Sunday, or, as she smiled, to restore her damaged reputation. From her words, it is clear this is a freeze, not a total withdrawal. Lam said she should have done a better job of getting her point across and said she would reach out to all sectors of society to communicate that better. Now, those amendments could have allowed Beijing to spirit Hong Kongers to mainland China for any accused crimes, even those that might be made up. Critics have said due process and fair trials there are not easy to get. Looking ahead to Sunday, protesters are still calling for a massive march to government headquarters. They're also asking for Carrie Lam to resign as well as to release all jailed activists. But there is a concern that with the government's indefinite suspension of these amendments, that there will be fewer people out on the street. Ramy?